We're reacting to a guy saying, don't sexualize women, they're sexualizing themselves. Go ahead.
Giving a free, non-consensual anatomy lesson, not only for the rest of the gym, but for social media. And then to turn around and say, but don't sexualize me.
Let me break it down for you, bro. Simple answer is, fucking, yeah. Don't sexualize people who don't want to be sexualized, okay? And if you see somebody in clothing and your first thought is to sexualize them, that's a you problem, buddy. There's one thing when you see somebody, you're like, damn, they look good, or damn, that's kind of fat. Simple as that, that's fine. But to make a video about it, displaying how angry you are, is another step forward, in my opinion. I feel like it's a step forward. And when I say it's a step forward, I don't mean in a good way, brother. I mean in a bad, disgraceful, sad human way. I feel like guys just cannot understand the fact that there's a lot of women out there who just don't want to be sexualized. I mean, they should be able to wear whatever the fuck they want. That's simple. As long as it's clothing. Who cares if the ass crack is showing and it looks like 2 moons? Who cares, buddy? You glance at it and then you go about your set. I don't even go to the gym, bro. You don't get in your car and start complaining to the internet. And also, Buddy has people in the comments saying we need an all-male gym. Congrats, buddy. You've reached the target audience. Because the moment you have men, goes to show you that they don't understand the concept that women do need their own spaces to work out because of men like you who get angry when they see a woman wearing clothes in the gym. Because I guarantee you, other women aren't sexualizing other women like that. Not saying it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen as much as y'all. I need y'all men to do better, bro. I need y'all to do better.
All right, put on your mask and your sterile gloves. We're about to dissect this. We're about to put it on the surgery table and chop it up. So let's run it back.
Let me break it down for you, bro. Simple answer is, fucking, yeah. Don't sexualize people who don't want to be sexualized, okay?
So I have 2 general problems with this. The first is when we talk about sexualizing, I have to do a whole video on sexualizing and fetishization. However you say it, fetishization. You know, I always fuck that word up, kind of on purpose, but on accident. But when it comes to that, if you know how men work, we like what we like and we go off of our eyes. And if you are in our vicinity, it's one thing to stare. And if they were saying don't stare, that would be cool. I get that. But when you say don't sexualize, you're acting as if it's a choice. You're acting as if we control what we are attracted to. Now, when women run these talking points, just brush it off. It's goofy talk. They don't understand, man. It is what it is. These are the same people who make terms like mansplaining and shit like that. So fuck out of here with that shit. But when a man who has a penis, who understands how men work, and he's like, because you're a man, you know how men work. When men get on board with this, you'll never see a narrative about women, oh, don't sexualize men, da-da-da-da. No, the only narrative you'll see towards women is fetishism. That's it. And it typically goes towards white women, the black man, because, you know, we won't even get into that. But the don't sexualize me talking point always applies to men. It always applies to men. And again, if it was don't stare, I would understand it. But you're telling me to not be attracted to somebody that I am looking at and that I am naturally attracted to. You're telling me to go against biology. That's how I view that whole argument, because it's just nonsensical. It's nonsensical. It's not a conscious decision to be attracted to anybody or anything, and also to sexualize somebody or something. Like, it's not a conscious decision that we make. But trying to go against that is a conscious decision. And to me, that's just a weird thing to do. So that's just pure bullshit. But the second gripe that I have with this stance and the point that he made is, how do we know who wants to be sexualized and who doesn't when we're in a place full of strangers, whether it's the gym, a concert, a strip club? How do we know who doesn't want to be sexualized? And even then, when you really think about it, what does the act of sexualizing look like? Because I can look at a woman and be attracted to a woman and not say a fucking word. So what does the act of sexualizing actually look like? Because when you look at this context, the gentleman who was at the beginning of the video that he did the stitch with, as far as the beginning clip, he was basically saying that women are coming tightly with tight shit on and all types of shit to the gym, et cetera, et cetera. Very revealing clothing, et cetera, et cetera. And this is the disingenuous part about that. That is why I have the Jim Cock episode, or like, video that I did as far as the one podcast. It's not called Her Daddy, but it's whatever the fuck it is. The podcast, Free the Girls. That's what it is. A discontinued podcast. But I reacted to that to show you what actually goes on in chicks' heads. Those chicks specifically admitted not only do they want attention, they absolutely love looking at guys at the gym. They sexualize the guys at the gym. They sexualize, air quotes, sexualize. And they even come with the intent to sexualize themselves. They were encouraging other podcast listeners, as far as the women, to hike their leggings up as high as they could, get all in that ass crack and, just show off your body and all of that stuff and just come as revealing as possible. And this is the thing. When we talk about how do you know if a chick wants to be sexualized or not, right? It's not the act of itself, right? That's bad. It's not the act itself as far as whatever sexualizing means. But in this case, what they were saying is that they like to be looked at by the guys in their age bracket. They don't like to be looked at by the older guys. They're creepy. How are the older guys supposed to know that? That's something they're just supposed to assume. Even then, how are the younger guys supposed to know that when you got all these chicks running around trying to set up cameras and demonize any man in the gym just for existing? So the whole stance of this, not only is it nonsensical, like just 360 nonsensical all the way around, but when it comes to actual women, some of them actually want to be sexualized while they are in the gym. I mean, the clothes with the ass crack carved into it, that's proof enough. But if that's not proof enough, I have the episode that I put up where I react to the podcast, and those women who had a nice fan base, they had a nice fan base because they were social media influencers before they made the podcast, popping ones. They admit that they go to the gym not only to be sexualized, but also to find guys to have sex with. Funniest thing before we continue, I just seen Yo Gotti broke up with Angela Simmons, and Angela Simmons is taking pictures with her personal trainer and stuff. So people are speculating that, they're together and stuff like that. There might not be anything there. But if you look at Cassie and you look at, what's his name? I always think Brett Favre when I think of Tom Brady for whatever reason. Cassie got with her personal trainer after Diddy. And also Tom Brady's wife, Giselle, got with her personal trainer after they broke up. If you know, personal trainers be taking these chicks down, bro. They be cracking these chicks. It'd be crazy sex. Like, look, I speak on all this look stuff as far as you don't really need to max out your looks. But if you max out your looks, that's definitely going to give you advantage. I never have ever spoke against the advantage that getting in the gym could give you. I've never spoken against. I'm just saying it is not absolutely necessary, and it's not what's holding you back if you have no bitches. But that's besides the point. Everything that I mentioned could be put in a cocktail just to show this is disingenuous. As far as this whole stance, it's just disingenuous by itself.
And if you see somebody in clothing and your first thought is to sexualize them, that's a you problem, buddy. There's one thing when you see somebody, you're like, damn, they look good, or damn, that's kind of fat. Simple as that, that's fine.
This is why this shit is flimsy and just weird, and it doesn't really hold weight to me, because to me, you're giving an example of a man being attracted to a woman sexually, and then saying that's cool. So what is sexualizing? We move on to this.
But to make a video about it, displaying how angry you are, is another step forward, in my opinion. I feel like it's a step forward. And when I say it's a step forward, I don't mean in a good way, brother. I mean in a bad, disgraceful, sad human way.
This is nonsensical shaming. This is nonsensical shaming. He is trying to appeal to women. He's pandering. He's trying to make it seem like there is a big moral issue with him making the video. But let's go back to what he said. He said if you see a woman and your first thought is to sexualize her, that's wrong. We still don't know what sexualizing looks like, because right after that, he said if you look at her and say, damn, that's a fat ass, that's fine. So I'm guessing that's not sexualized. So what the fuck is he actually talking about? And it shows a genuine lack of understanding when it comes to the issue. The issue is, as far as what women are saying, they don't want guys looking at their ass and saying, damn, that ass fat. But their actions contradict that, because they are wearing ass crack pants that didn't exist 20 years, didn't even exist 10 years ago. They're wearing ass crack pants to the gym. The reason they are doing it is because women absolutely love male attention. We all know it. You don't even have to be in this space to know it. Everybody knows how much women love male attention. And what they are doing is contradictory as far as this don't sexualize me narrative, which is all complete bullshit. I think I've spoke about it and fleshed that out well enough in the first, point that I made. But if looking at a chick's ass and saying that it's fat is not sexualizing a woman, then what is?
I feel like guys just cannot understand the fact that there's a lot of women out there who just don't want to be sexualized. I mean, they should be able to wear whatever the fuck they want. That's simple. As long as it's clothing. Who cares if the ass crack is showing and it looks like two moons? Who cares, buddy? You glance at it and then you go about your set. I don't even go to the gym, bro.
So this is the assumption we're going to make, being that he said you should get a quick glance. We're going to assume the sexualizing means staring. So the first thing is, why can't people just say, hey, don't stare at me in the gym? Why can't they say that instead of don't sexualize me? Because that's absolutely fucking stupid. Because the definition and what the actions look like are pretty fucking fluid when we talk about sexualizing a woman. So if it's just said, hey, don't stare at women in the gym too long. Don't eye them down all crazy. That would be understandable. We all could agree with that. We all could go on with our lives. That would be something that nobody would really think is unreasonable. But what Buddy is missing is that there is like a witch hunt going on, to where I already mentioned it in the video, to where women are setting up cameras and they are coming in this type of shit. They're doing their sets, and any man that talks to them and says anything like, hey, you got the time, they try to upload it to TikTok to make the man look like a creep. And you'll be lucky if Joey Swole gets a hold of it and demonizes or, criticizes the woman, whatever word you want to use. And even in some cases where it doesn't get recorded, just because the guy is existing, just because a woman thinks that a man is looking at her, she could turn it into a problem, start approaching him, start saying stuff, or even go and tell the staff and have somebody from the staff come and check the dude for something that he's not doing. These things are going on. These things are caught on video. We've seen a lot of this all over the internet, so I don't got to come with receipts. So the discrepancy of the original person is, hey, we have all these narratives going on, right? To where y'all got all these videos of y'all doing this witch hunt on guys, right? But then on top of that, the narrative is don't sexualize women, don't come in and, be a creep at the gym. Don't be a gym creep. Don't look at chicks too long. Yeah, I'm wearing booty crack shorts, wearing booty crack compression pants. I'm hiking them up my ass. But do not look at me. Do not sexualize me, right? When women do that, the whole that she can wear anything shit is disingenuous. Because of what I've already mentioned, the women know they are wearing it for attention. That's what it is. And there's an even bigger point, even outside of the gym, overlapping about women's clothing and things like that. The disingenuous part, to where I don't dress for men. I don't do anything for men as far as how I dress. but chicks will go to the beach or they'll go to Miami or whatever the case may be, a pool party, whatever, where they know men are going to be in thong bikinis, knowing how men work. I mean, come on, man. The guy on the screen, 9 times out of 10, has jacked off 2 naked women, 2 butt skin before. So it's very disingenuous to say, oh, women can wear whatever they want and act like a woman is wearing a thong bikini just because it's comfortable, but then trying to demonize men for being men. Now, this is the thing. Behavior, I can understand. I've already said I can understand men needing to regulate their behavior to some degree. Don't go up to chicks and fucking grab their butt just because you see it. And outside of that, certain things like, because I would love to say, don't be in the gym and say, God damn, girl, that ass fat. I would love to say, yeah, don't do that. That is bad behavior. But the thing is, there are some it really depends on who you are. And it also depends on who the chick is. Because the chick could probably take that compliment from the right guy to her. Especially if they're the only two around to hear it. Especially because we already know how the social dynamics play into things. But if a woman is out seeking attention with the things that she wears, and then she gets that attention, and then you demonize men for giving them the attention that they are seeking, that is complete bullshit. That is complete bullshit, and it's almost like you're trying to trap and demonize men for who they are, while simultaneously being disingenuous about a woman's intentions as far as her wearing that crazy ass shit. And again, we have the episode of the women saying, yo, I love gym cock. I'm going to the gym to see all the muscly dudes. Oh man, I get so feral when I'm around all these dudes. I'm hiking my shorts up into my ass crack and just da-da-da-da-da, trying to catch these dudes looking. We got the audio of that shit. Because this is the thing, when it comes to a lot of this shit and a lot of the narratives, like just women are full of shit, and then other dudes like this fucking weenie on the screen feed into them being full of shit.
And also, Buddy has people in the comments saying we need an all-male gym. Congrats, Buddy. You've reached the target audience. Because the moment you have men, goes to show you that they don't understand the concept that women do need their own spaces to work out because of men like you who get angry when they see a woman wearing clothes in the gym.
So he gets upset at men saying they need their own gym. He gets so flustered, he doesn't even finish his point, and then says this is why women need their own space. It's contradictory. How does men saying that they need their own space upset you? And the first thing you go to is women need their own space. The pandering is out of control. You're trying to get points on your Kewchie rewards card. Hopefully they're redeemable before 2025 is up.
Because I guarantee you, other women aren't sexualizing other women like that.
So you gonna tell me I'm not supposed to sit here and think that the niggas get drunk and experiment just like us?
Either he doesn't know women at all or he's being completely disingenuous.
Not saying it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen as much as y'all. I need y'all men to do better, bro. I need y'all to do better.
Imagine saying that men are more attracted to women than women and thinking that that's a point. I don't really use the word alpha, but in this video that I did like last week or however many days ago, he's the beta. He is the reason that women have come to the power that they have. He is the reason that women can come in the gym and wear nothing but a thong and just have their butt cheeks out and then say stuff like, don't sexualize me. And it gets taken serious because of reinforcement from guys like this. People like him are the reason that women can sue these celebrities now for sexual assault and get millions of dollars, have them tied up in litigation and all of that stuff. People like him are the reason the family court laws are fucked up, because at every turn where these things happen, there's always some super simp, white knight, Captain Saber hoe ass motherfuckers who are clearly low testosterone, weak men. You heard him say he don't even go to the gym. This ain't even his business. He don't even know what it's like inside that motherfucker. But you got guys like this who are so thirsty for female approval, who are so thirsty to earn coochie points on a coochie rewards card that they will go to bat for women when it comes to anything nonsensical. Nonsensical. I bet you, and I don't care, I'm going to just say it because it's real. I bet you he is a rainbow advocate. I bet you he's fighting for their rights because he thinks it's going to get him some favor with heterosexual women. This is a super weenie, and super weenies are the problem. When we look at men, they are the problem. They are the reason why a lot of things are out of whack. That's it for today. Let me know your thoughts on go.